Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and if you've already heard of this one, you know I was going to cover it. Oh boy. Wizards of the Coast just made a very questionable, bad-looking, bad optics, badly received by the community ban decision, but is everything what it seems? So this guy on Twitter who reported on the story because it happened to him, he goes by Yamakiller, at Yamakiller_MTG on Twitter. And he kind of looks like a better looking Ethan from H3H3 mixed with like a worse looking Ben Schwartz from Park and Rec, aka Jean-Ralphio. Anyway, his profile bio thing says options day trader, full-time MTG streamer, and sometimes I win things. I mean, no pronouns, I'll take it. He's ahead of most people in my book. I don't know if he's a complete asshole or not. I mean, I have no idea, but let's just say he doesn't seem like the type in part 2 of this story. The other guy who had some Twitter drama with Magic. Yeah, y'all right know it's the toothbrush douche. So anyway, he posted, Magic Online just banned me from asking for reimbursement because I would report known issues because it's outside the spirit of policy and considered abusive. Am I living in reality, getting punished for reporting known bugs? Now if you thought, wait a minute, I'm not following you from A to B, yeah, you're kind of on the right track with me here. So the full statement made from Wizards that he screenshotted is, hello, this email is notification that your account has been banned from the Magic Online event reimbursement system. The event reimbursement system exists to assist users when they encounter an unexpected, keep that word in mind, bug or error, but it should not be used as a crutch if you are consistently unable to operate the program effectively. What if the game's programmed like absolute shit, though? Like, where's that option? I don't use MTGO, but I have heard people describe it as consistently unable to operate the program effectively. That might as well be the tagline for it. So anyway, we have determined that your repeated requests for known issues is outside of the spirit of the policy in a way that we consider abusive. Okay, imagine how many requests you have to put in before you're like known as that guy who keeps sending in that many requests all the time, when nobody else seems to have that problem. Seems a little sus, as the kids say. You know, they're kids playing that Among Us. Kids that play Among Us pretty sus too, by the way. Kids in general kind of sus, but anyway. So yes, his repeated requests for known issues is outside of the spirit of the policy in a way that we consider abusive. Due to this, you are no longer eligible for event reimbursement, and any events you participate in are at your own risk. Boy, that's not how I would have phrased it, but this is Wizards. They don't know PR at all. Please be aware that attempts to avoid this ban, such as making future requests or using a different account, may result in disciplinary action against you and any associated accounts. Regards, and then he cut it off with probably Wizard support. So, they seem to be in no uncertain terms saying you have submitted so many unexpected, and I use that term very sarcastically, bug or error reports or requests for reimbursement that it's suspect, not even like we think something's going on, here's a warning. They're like, you are outright banned because you clearly are generating these on purpose. Like you're in a draft and you're not doing well and you break it. So there's actually a public list of cards that do not work. They are known to not function correctly in Magic Online, and it's a very long list. It's basically a list of, hey, don't play these, or if you do, just recognize that they don't work correctly. Now, why wouldn't they just ban them? If the card doesn't work correctly, ban the damn card. But a lot of times it's like, well, the trigger in this one obscure combination doesn't work, and it's not like it says destroy target creature and then it doesn't. I mean, it's like, oh, this one little thing about ordering or this thing about the stack doesn't quite work. So my guess is what Mr. Yamakiller here did was jump into like a tournament, like an enter tournament with actual prizes, a structured tournament, ranked, whatever the hell they have on MTGO, and his deck contains a card that he knows does not work correctly. But that's the thing. If he starts losing the tournament, he just requests a reimbursement for the entry fee. Because, oh, I played this one card and it didn't work correctly, and that's why I lost. That's perfectly fine if you do it, once. I think even doing it twice with the same card would be weird if you already got the first one resolved. Take the damn card out of your deck, obviously. Or maybe you saw it twice and you're like, oh, I get it. It's not just a one-off glitch. It's the card doesn't work. Okay, I'm not going to use it a third time. But let's say you're an absolute moron, you still don't get what's going on and use it a third time. At that point, you would just be like, okay, I get it. The card doesn't work. I get it. This is the third damn time. And I think that they've had enough people do that they wouldn't find that a little bit suspect. But for them to just say the level of requests, repeated requests that you have put in is outside the spirit of the policy, basically stopping short of saying you should have known better at this point. You're clearly doing this on purpose. You're just trying to get free entries if you lose. They even said, we consider abusive. They are using the policy in a way that we consider abusive. So now take their statement exactly as they put it and the spirit of what they're saying, the summary, reading between the lines a little bit, and now let's read what he put. Magic Online just banned me from asking for reimbursement because I would report, quote, known issues because it's, quote, outside the spirit of the policy and, quote, considered abusive. Am I living in reality getting punished for reporting known bugs? No, if you were reporting the bugs, you would be filing a bug report. You're filing a reimbursement request. Those are two completely different things. And like he has a problem with reporting known issues. Yeah, if you report, oh, I entered 10 tournaments, the card didn't work 1 through 10 times, I want 10 reimbursements. At that point, you are either the world's dumbest Magic player or you're just trying to get free tournament entries. You're like, oh, I could scam them because they know that this card doesn't work. Like it's on their list. It's a known issue. So all I have to do is use it every time. I've got plausible deniability, and anytime I don't do very well and don't get a good prize, I'll just get my my stuff refunded until they fix the card. Unlimited free entries for me. Yay! I found a hole in the system. I'm sure nothing will... Oh, I'm banned. That has to be what's happening here. For him to be that stupid to, at the end of his tweet, put, getting punished for reporting known bugs? You're not reporting them. First of all, the list of known problems is there so that you don't report the same bug over and over and over. They don't have time for that crap. They already know the card's broken. And then secondly, he knows damn well that that's not what read the email word for word. Like, what is he, illiterate? It says you're using the reimbursement request in an abusive way, not, oh, you're reporting the same broken card 10 times, can you stop? I just don't see how this would be an accident. I don't see it. He was trying to abuse the system, he knows it, and now he's like, what, just for reporting bugs? That's all I was doing. Bullshit. And all his dumbass Twitter followers are on his side. They're like, oh, what a shame. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this sucks. Nothing new. Oh, what is this? Such a Wizards of the Coast thing to do. And by the way, yeah, it absolutely is. Now, somebody else kind of just took what he said word for word and said, oh, I probably reported the old Niv Mizzet bug between 6 and 10 times before they finally fixed it. And they never said anything about known bugs. That's because you didn't request the same reimbursement for the same glitch for like multiple different entries, multiple different times. At which point, somehow, you should have figured out that the damn card doesn't work and stop using it in your deck and stop entering tournaments with it. And plus, reporting it 6 to 10 times doesn't work. Reporting it once is all you need, because then they'll see it. They'll be like, oh, let's test that. I mean, they might wait until a certain number of individuals do it, but not the same person reporting it over and over and over. It just takes an amount of time to fix the logic that runs the cards. It's the whole like base level handling of card logic and everything in the background. It's not the easiest thing in the world to fix quickly. There's cards that have been broken on there for over a year, I've heard. Now, the only other information that I saw that we have is somebody asked, oh dang, sad to hear, that's why I don't saw you online, which his account isn't banned, he's just banned from the reimbursement system anyway. What kind of bug you reimbursed? And he just replied, too many to count. So, okay. It is possible that there's another side to this, that he tried one deck and a card didn't work, so he switched decks. Now another card didn't work. Now the matchmaking didn't work. Now a completely different bug came up. Now he tried a different deck. Well, now that card didn't work. I don't think they would have banned him if it was a different card every time, unless they're just like, wow, this guy is the least lucky person in the world, or he's just going down the list of cards that he knows doesn't work. So I'm leaving it open to like there's a crack in the door just saying maybe it wasn't him trying to game the system on purpose. Maybe he just ran into so many damn non-working cards and didn't say, you know what, fine, I'll let it go this time. He wanted reimbursement for every single time that their software screwed up, and I absolutely would as well. But like I said, I don't think they would have banned him if it was a different card every time. I just don't. Unless they thought, oh, he has a list, like I said, he's going down it, and he just wants to only get reimbursement for the tournaments he loses. So he's putting bare minimum 1 or 2 broken cards that have known issues in every time so that he can get a refund if he doesn't like how things are going. If that's what they assumed was happening and it was at such a ridiculously high volume, you gotta wonder. I mean, you gotta wonder if he'd go on social media and just be like, is this just happening to me or everybody? And people will say, well, don't run these 5 cards, and then he'd be fine. It's really hard to say. I mean, Wizards is being super dickish here potentially, and he's being a disingenuous, guy misrepresenting what happened potentially. It's too hard to call without hard evidence. So other people who seem to know what's going on, like AJ Valentine, he said, this is absolutely insane. Between regular updates, new cards, and patches to try to fix the bugs, compensation is the only safety net that players have for when your program doesn't work, which anyone who has played more than a month knows it doesn't regularly. So maybe he was just unlucky, he just kept hitting glitch after glitch after glitch because they lazily added the new cards. The new cards are very complicated from a rule standpoint. And unlike the other 99% of people, he's like, I am getting reimbursed for every single time that it screwed up. Why would I ever let it go? This is real money entering these tournaments with. If there's the faintest slight little bit of a problem, I am going to report it. And then simultaneously doing his best to avoid glitches, which I just don't see that he did that. I don't think that's what he did. I can't see it. I don't think he was going out of his way to try to avoid glitches, play around them, play around broken cards, that kind of stuff. And I think that's what they took issue with. They're basically saying he should have known better. That's the impression I'm getting. But like I said, I could be wrong. They could be totally screwing him over on this. There's one reply that I completely disagree with. He says, geez, if it's a known issue that loyal users experience repeatedly, then maybe the solution is to invest in a development team that can address these known issues. Right? They should be fixed immediately. There's money on the line here. But Magic Online would rather shoot the messenger, I guess. Nothing he said was wrong, except if it's a known issue and you run into it over and over and over, isn't that kind of on you at a certain point? If you've got a Kia Spectra, and you know damn well that only about 2 of those clasps that hold the bumper on are there from the factory, and yet you keep going over speed bumps at 20 miles an hour, and 8 times in a month the bumper falls off every time you do it, maybe it's time to start taking the speed bumps a little slower. Yes, the car is a defect. Yes, they probably should have put all the clips in all the holes. Wouldn't that have been nice? But it's a Kia. Shit's gonna fall off if you do anything out of the normal. I get it. You should be able to go over a slight bump without your car falling apart. But at a certain point, it's on you to stop doing what's causing it. Until Kia fixes the problem, or you go fix it your damn self, you know it's a problem, you know it's going to happen, you're rolling up to the speed bump, you know damn well what's going to happen if you hit it at 20, and yet you hit it at 20 and you're like, surprise Pikachu face, what happened? Oh, it happened again. Oh, I better sue Kia for reimbursement again, for the repair again. If you can't put cause and effect together and figure out what's causing it, then you're an idiot. I mean, that's why I think it comes down to, was he doing the same thing over and over and over, or was he just really unlucky, played a very high volume, and then had a bunch of reports and they just said that's too many? Like, he is a full-time streamer. I mean, maybe he plays 50 matches a day and 2 of them have glitches, so in a week he reported 10 of them. They're like, 10 reports in a week, banned, because then Magic would be completely and utterly in the wrong here. But let's say they were smart enough to look for a percentage and they said 33% of your matches you request a reimbursement. We don't even care what's happening at this point. F you. You are clearly causing these glitches on purpose. Nobody else is running into this many glitches. And honestly, that seems to be their stance. They're kind of like calling him out as an outlier because they said, your repeated use of this appears to be what we consider abusive. That means that nobody else running into what they would consider a normal amount of glitches that they're normally requesting reimbursement for is out of the ordinary. Only his activities are. I don't know, I hate to side with Wizards on this one, but it really sounds like they know what they're talking about, but then again, their support is not the most intelligent people in the world, so I'm on the fence, but I'd lean slightly towards it was his fault. And he had it coming, and he was knowingly trying to get into stuff for free. Somebody else in what appears to be translated English, or English as a second language, but I'll make the most out of it here. They basically said, if I were to paraphrase, the same thing happened to me, but I was merely warned that I might be banned if I abused the reimbursement system anymore. So now we have another player that they just, they use the reimbursement system a lot. Maybe they thought it was excessive and they just gave him a warning. This one, no warning, outright banned. He had to have been doing something so obviously suspect and so blatantly abusive that they were just like, no warning, nothing. We're not going to warn him and say, we know what you're doing, stop it now. They just cut him off. Well, we have an alleged example of them being more lenient with somebody else who had a more reasonable number of reimbursement requests, I guess. Now, maybe this goes out, it's an automated system. Maybe as soon as you hit 15 reimbursement concurrent requests in a month or something, boom, you get this automatically. No review, no human intervention. Now, does that sound like something Wizards would do? Damn right it does. So finally, after about 50 replies, I reached this one from ADHD Esquire. I actually like that. I feel like there's important missing information here. How often did you report a known issue? Did you only report known issues? Were you frequently among the first person who reported an issue that was eventually flagged as known? These are important questions because I can understand if they wanted to ban a person who just went around asking for reimbursement for issues after they'd already become public knowledge and the company was working on fixing them. But if that wasn't you, then this is BS. So like I said, he agrees with me. It comes down to, did you use the same broken card, the same broken deck over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and then say, you owe me 30 reimbursements? And after it was already listed as a known to be broken card pending fixing? Because if so, you had it coming. Now, he didn't say, you should have realized what was going on at some point, which is what I would have said. Like stop using the same glitch. Stop running the same broken card. There's no way you ran into that volume of them and nobody else did. You had to have been doing it on purpose. I bet in the back of his mind he said, well, I can try and run this. Maybe it'll work this time. Maybe it won't. Circumstantial glitch. Who knows? Maybe this interaction won't come up in the game. I still want to run this damn deck. But every time it comes up, I'll just request reimbursement. There is an actual rule. It's in the terms of service. If you know that there is a glitch, you can't use it. It's like known glitch abuse or like known something. It's right there in the terms. Now, other people made the point, why doesn't Wizards just pull the card then until they fix it? Why don't they just fix it faster? Yeah. But why doesn't he stop using it? And finally, somebody said it. Jeff Bowser, which isn't that the new Nintendo CEO anyway, he says, easy and honest. We would need more information to draw a conclusion from this. If you repeatedly, proactively trigger a bug in order to get reimbursement on a draft that you were losing anyway, then Wizards of the Coast response would be legitimate. We don't know the context here to decide either way. Boom! About 100 people down, you finally found one level-headed person who doesn't jump to conclusions or use preconceived notions to just, I don't know, I'm going to read a headline and that's it and skim and blah, 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 I'm mad too. Ooh, Wizards equal bad, and somebody told me to be mad, so I am. I'm not going to read any context or use my brain. Welcome to Twitter. So shout out to Jeff Bowser for having his head screwed on straight. Guess how many replies there were to Jeff's reply? 0. Boy, if I scrolled through and found support, hey, somebody who's not supporting me, I would jump to my own defense so damn quick, and he has had 2 days to do it, and I don't see a reply there. And he replied to other people. So, sounds like hiding to me, don't you think? Sounds like he's like, yeah, well, that's what I was doing, so. Yeah, I was manipulating the system. I thought it was a free handout for repeatedly using the same glitch over and over and over knowingly. I guess I'll throw in the other one I found because this one has 52 likes. Some people get it, okay? Some people get it. R. Matthews says, sorry, but if you are reporting the same bug over and over, this would be a reasonable response. Expecting a free draft over and over because you can grab a bugged card would not be in the spirit of the reimbursement program. Not saying that is what you did, but the details matter. Now this has 6 replies. And then somebody with a furry avatar says, this is far from a reasonable response. What? It also does come across as you are saying that he's intentionally triggering the bugs for refunds. Mega yikes. Why are people looking for excuses to blame the player instead of holding Wizards of the Coast accountable? Because literally what he just said. If you're just like, I can get a free draft by doing this. Yay! I'm going to keep picking the bugged card in the draft over and over and over. How do you not hold the player at fault then? What would be okay about that? Are you out of your damn mind? But then again, he's a furry, so I mean, yes would be the answer to that. Can we stop calling them furries and just call them what they are, furverts? Somebody else immediately jumped in and just said, most games will ban you for exploiting a known bug. It's in the terms of service. So yes, amen, Brugben. To which Mr. Fervert says, well, that's a pretty big assumption. Read what Wizards wrote. It's not that big of an assumption. Boy, there's a bit of a discussion. People kept it pretty polite, but I mean, one person's like kind of on the fence like I am. He says, if you're grabbing a bugged card intentionally to do this and to get reimbursed, sure. But if your opponents are using bugged cards and you want a reimbursement for that, yeah, what are you supposed to do that? Totally not your fault if you lose a match because of that. Honestly, I didn't even think about that. If the opponents are the ones pulling the bugged cards and you keep reporting the same issue and requesting reimbursement for the same thing, but you weren't even the one using the card, oh, I would be pissed. If that's what happened, then Yamakiller is completely in the clear. I would be so pissed if somebody was using an exploit against me in a paid tournament for prizes and for ranks. Now, I would never do this, but someone on the internet who's a vindictive, vengeful person, definitely not my personality at all, would just immediately have Wireshark running in the background. There's no way in hell that both the gameplay and the chat servers are dedicated. Wizards is cheap as shit. You gotta be kidding me. And I'd have my opponent's local IP address, go maybe look up in some, database or find somebody who can look it up, just saying. And, find their home address, give them a call on their landline, just be like, what the fuck, jackass? And then DDoS their modem. But see, I wouldn't do that because that's like against a bunch of laws. But I would feel mad enough to do that. That's the point. So I would understand if that was the scenario. Also, all games should really use dedicated servers, and any game I'm in, I'm on a fucking VPN, dude. Me and my friend used to run like a double laptop bridge system where I'd be on Wireshark in the background and he'd be on the webcam in Omegle. And as soon as I had the unique IP address that it was running through, we'd immediately look it up in a database and say, hey, by the way, you live in, blah, 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 Arkansas, right? And they'd just be like, what the f***? And then disconnect. And that was a Friday night for us. That was fun for us. And we'd usually do it on like kids keywords too, like Pokemon or something, because like adults would just be like, well, yeah, okay, it's not dedicated and you're using a Wireshark. Who gives a shit? But kids are like, it's the hacker known as 4chan. He's gonna blow up my computer. They can do that, right? It'll blow up like a bomb. Machete the Ethernet cable. Well, I forgot what this video is about. So, that's the conclusion, that there is no conclusion. It could be either one, could go either way. If Yama wants to contact me, my contact info's on the About page. I'd love to jump on, do a live interview, whatever, get an account of what happened. If it was other people's fault, it was your fault. If it was both, if it was kind of an accident, if they misinterpreted your intentions, if you might have accidentally done something to set it off, or anything in the middle. I'd love more information, but I think the takeaway here is that don't completely blame Wizards and throw them under the bus on this one, and don't completely blame Yamakiller and throw them under the bus, because we don't know. If you don't have enough information to take a side, then don't take a side. That's right. Me, Desolator Magic, saying that you can't just assume Wizards was in the wrong because they're an awful company. We have lots of precedent. Okay, that's establishment. That's a working baseline of who's probably at fault, but we're going to need more than just Wizards, quote, always, of course figuratively, screws up, so they must be the ones screwing up here. I would jump to the defense of basically anybody but Wizards if this was happening to like 100 people simultaneously, because that means they're just misinterpreting it. But this is the first I've ever heard of this happening to an individual ever. So maybe it is, like I said, somewhere in the middle, accidental. He didn't think what he was doing would be exploitative. Maybe should have known better, but like, man, if it was 100% his opponents, like I said, if I was in his shoes, I'd be livid. I mean, what's your other alternative? Not playing? You might say, yeah, just jump off. If you, every time you join a draft, somebody runs a broken card and you lose because of it, or the game crashes, or something that unexpected happens and you lose, then the solution isn't file 20 reimbursements. It's just don't play. Don't play that format, or don't play at all. Oh, wait, Yamakiller is a full-time streamer. It is his job to play video games. So that's not an option. I mean, like I said, this could swing real far one way or real far the other way. I'm going to leave it somewhere in the middle, lacking any kind of additional information. But I will say, everybody jumping all over Wizards. If Wizards knows that they're not in the wrong here, and they're confident that they didn't make a mistake, and they've got a whole log of what he did, and everybody jumps all over him anyway, then that gives them the impression that, the community just hates us. Okay, they're using past actions. No matter what we do, they won't like it. No matter what secret layer we announce, they won't like it. No matter what our ban announcement is, they won't like it. So you know what? We're just going to do whatever we want, and we're not going to listen to the community. Which is, that has been their MO for like the last 3-4 years, especially, at least. Don't encourage them to do that. We need the community to be level-headed and reasonable, not jump to conclusions, and don't just operate on assumptions. With any type of thing, let's say, let's back up, look at the evidence. Is this person right? Is this person right? Or can it be in the middle, or do we not have enough information? If everybody just took the time to do that on the internet, it would be a much better place. But people don't. I think I literally only found 3 or 4 people that were like super level-headed in seeing this for what it should be and saying, let's not, be too hasty here. And that's it. All the rest were like, Wizards bad, nah. Luckily, I'm smarter than that. Most of you watch my channel are smarter than that. And you know that I only bash Wizards when they actually screw up, which you might think, well, that's pretty much every video. Yeah, welcome to the last 2 years of Magic. I don't know if you weren't paying attention or living under a rock or you're new to the game. Yes, the answer to, hey, Des, why is your content so negative against Wizards? It's because they keep screwing up. I had nothing but nice things to say about Wizards most of the time about 5 years ago. That was before they had the bendy paper, before they threw the whole community under the bus over foils, and before they started Secret Lairs, and before they started selling the cards themselves on Amazon, before they started raising prices and having unfair international distribution and failing to ban stuff on time and rolling back their decision to accelerate the standard cycle and telling basically everybody white and male in the community that they hate them. I mean, I could go on for about another 10 minutes with all the massively disrespectful, horrible things Wizards has done lately that I've, called them out on. But, you get it, right? They do something good, I say it. They do something bad, I say it. It's really simple. So don't ask me why the content's overwhelmingly negative. Ask Wizards why the shit they do is overwhelmingly negative. Hopefully that explains it. I know it won't. There's still going to be morons in the comment section. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.